Hey, Rashad.
The Atlanta Hawks have self-destructed. One of the saddest stories and biggest disappointments in the NBA this season. When you think about the Los Angeles Lakers, when you think about the Detroit Pistons, the Atlanta Hawks are right up there with them. And this is a team that people expected really to take that next leap. You know, maybe a little step back losing John Collins and Kevin Huerter in the past couple of seasons, but overall with the expected improvements of Jalen Johnson, if you really follow this team closely, and having so much faith in their first round pick, Kobe Buffkin, to the point where they said no to a Pascal Siakam trade in the offseason because they believed in Buffkin so much. It's now looking so good right now as Buffkin started his career injured for the first month, and now he's spent the past couple of weeks balling out in the G League, and it doesn't look like he's even going to get into rotation if he does at all. They're playing Trent Forrest, a guy who was a notorious two-way player. They're playing Garrison Matthews, who's a notorious two-way bench rider in the NBA. All due respect to both of those guys. Those guys are they worked hard to get to the league, and they've had their moments for sure, especially on the defensive end. Trent Forrest has been a stud defensively for the Hawks at that guard position, something they need off the bench. And Garrison Matthews has been shooting about 40-something% from three this season. So that's something the Hawks also need. At the same time, those two players should not be in your rotation if you're looking to be the top 6 seed that you were projected to be going into this season. With Jalen Johnson's growth, with another offseason, a full offseason under Quinn Snyder, and a full year of Trey and DeJounte working together, it doesn't seem like it's working. It's just the Hawks are an extreme disappointment. It's the biggest disappointment story in the NBA. And last night was kind of like the top of it, the cherry of what? Well, hold on, here we go. Sorry, the cherry on top of everything, as they lost by 30 points at home. 30 points at home to one of the worst teams, fellow worst teams in the NBA, because the Hawks are one of the worst teams in the NBA at the moment. The Washington Wizards. Now, Trae Young had 21 points and 10 assists. He's been playing hurt for the past week. Why has he been playing hurt? Has he been playing hurt the past week? I do not know. It's just like dedication, and it's something that he takes pride in, of pushing through the pain and playing. But if you're just going to put up stinkers, regardless if he finished with 21 points, if it took 20 shots to do it, I don't know if that's best for the team. You should sit out. DeJounte Murray, after putting along a string of 20-plus point games in the midst of trade rumors, he put up another one of his games that he's been a little more common this season after a hot start in this hot past 2 weeks, where he had 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Or is that 5 assists? Nope, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. So DeJounte, the reason why he's on the trade block is not because it's not good enough. It's just because the Hawks just aren't working, and he's the only player with some type of value right now that they would trade other than Jalen Johnson and Trae Young himself. So the Hawks are a mess. They're a disappointment. How did the Hawks get this way? Well, they pinch pennies, and it's a weird way because they kind of overpaid for role players like Kevin Huerter, like John Collins, like DeAndre Hunter, and now, before the luxury tax cap penalties hit and everything like that, they've been trading these guys away, trying to keep it because they were middle of the pack as they were. So, I mean, I don't know. I think the team just maxed out. To put it simple, the team maxed out in 2021. They've been moving on from different role player pieces throughout the past couple of years with Darrell Wright, Solomon Hill, and Kevin Huerter and John Collins, as I just said before, and even Lou Williams and Gallo, and you can move down the list. They've done it to pinch pennies and keep the tight cap space tight, use those players as assets in other deals. But now it's just like you ended up with a team way worse than the team that you had that maxed out, that was middle of the pack before. So what do you do at this point? I think you have to bottom out. You have to bottom out, and you have to, just get a good draft pick this year. I think this is the last year the Hawks have a first round draft pick in the next 3 years, because they traded 3 first round draft picks for DeJounte Murray. That's not working out. So you have to trade the guys with value for a first rounder to, in hopes, get back in the draft and go from there. But it's time to reset in Atlanta. Whether or not you want to reset and give up on Trey, that's up to the front office. That's up to ownership. It seems like the ownership office and the front office loves Trey, and Trey loves having his own franchise. You know, he can go to another team where he can help win a championship, and that's what he ultimately wants to do, win a championship and win championships. But at the end of the day, I think Trey also loves having his own team, and he wants to lead his own team to a championship. That's just kind of things that I've just kind of observed from afar, from almost an outsider's perspective. Even though, you know, I have covered the team and covered Trey all of his career, it's still somewhat of a, because I never, you know, just directly asked, do you want to be the leader of a championship team, or do you want to go to another team and win? But just from what I've gauged from Trey, that's what the case is. So that is my take on the Atlanta Hawks. If you are new to the channel, this is the Road to 5K Sales. My name is Rashad Milligan, and until next time, please take care of yourselves.
Real rap with the flow and the bars to bring the heart back, cause there's power in your voice. Move 50 years